Tell him in a minute.
Middlesbrough.
All right.
Last week it was North London. This week it's Merseyside. Welcome to the Kicking Off podcast. I'm your host Blair. Kicking Off football podcast. I probably should just put in the football part. I'm joined by my former boss, now current co-host Ben Ballantyne. You all right, Ben?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you, mate.
Yeah, still tired from Bristol yesterday?
Yeah, long drive there and back in a day, yeah.
It's from your end, yeah. All the way up there. Wow, how much is... I don't know where we even start this episode with all the cup shenanigans that happened midweek and some of the stories there, but I think everything's been told. Other than, we'll mention it again, Grimsby knocked out Man United.
And deserved it as well, to be honest. They should have had a third, shouldn't they?
They should. Absolutely outrageous.
Yeah, can't credit them enough because they didn't just sit back and defend, did they?
Yeah,
when they got the ball,
and Grim's got a proper award. A trip at Hillsborough. I mean, a massive club. They've got a massive away tie. They must be buzzing. Stand's going to be full of no one. It's going to be a huge crowd. Anyway, we'll talk about that next week. We've got a stupid international break. You know, the September international break is the worst, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really, no one wants it. No one wants it. Villa might want it, but no one wants. It's like you just get into groove of it season back, don't you? Teams start ticking along. You start getting into partnerships, match fitness, and all that sort of stuff start clicking, and then it just halts. I mean, luckily all Arsenal's best players are injured already, so you can't get any worse of international break. But we'll dive straight into the main event, which was probably Liverpool, Arsenal. I think we always, even though we've watched so much football over the years, we always sort of convince ourselves, but when we see Liverpool versus Arsenal, the title contenders, or Man United, Man City, the list goes on. You convince yourself it's going to be 3-2 blood and thunder, attack versus attack, and it's just going to be an absolute entertainment game, like full-on entertainment from start to finish, and they never are they? They're always drab, aren't they?
You end up watching it thinking, stop playing chess, and either you're going to actually do something.
Yeah.
And it was separated by an outrageous free kick from Szoboszlai.
Yeah, we'll get onto that bit in a second, but the I just can't believe how lucky Liverpool. Is it luck? But Liverpool play against Arsenal. It's the third game in the season, and Saka's already injured. Saliba's gone off in the 3rd minute. Odegaard's not fully fit, and still in that first half, I thought Liverpool there for the taking for Arsenal. I really did.
Yeah, I just think Arsenal they lacked the creativity, didn't they, in midfield? I don't think Martinelli, he was shocking in my eyes from what I saw. Had a very, very poor game. And I think from any attacking threat, the only thing they had was, I thought Madueke did pretty well, and he was going at Kirkez, and they were having a good battle between themselves. He was being very direct. I do feel sorry for Gyökeres because he gets a lot of hammer already, and people chucking up his stats online. But the amount of touches he has and how many touches he has in their box is not on him, is it?
Well, how many chances are created for him as well?
Yeah, exactly. They've got to get him the ball in those areas. And for the last few games he's played for Arsenal, even when he scored his goals, he's fed off scraps, hasn't he? And he's had to create it himself.
Yeah.
They just seem to be so... I've said for a while, they're very boring. I don't think Arteta...
They are. They're boring.
I don't think Arteta's bothered about it because he's quite content, isn't he?
Well, I think he might get bothered about it this window, this international break, because I think even the pundits now in football media are starting to turn on it a little bit, aren't they? Just saying Peter Schmeichel ripped him a new one, as much as you can without swearing and stuff on live TV, but
but they just didn't show a lot of courage, did they?
No, and The squad is amazing. It really is, even with all them injuries.
Yeah.
You look at the sort of the players they've got at their disposal, and Alisson made the only save I can really remember from Alisson making was that was it in the Madweke from a corner? It sort of like fell to him,
Yeah.
and and it was curling away from the keeper, and he got low down. Alisson got low down.
They didn't really work him, did they? They didn't create a lot, and even when you're getting towards the end of the game and you're losing, you're thinking just get it in box, and they're still trying to just rotate possession around the edge of the box.
Yeah.
And well, for me, I don't care whether you've only just signed him. If you've signed a new number 10 and spent decent money on him, and you expect him to be coming in and playing on that left-hand side, for you to turn, I don't know what the excuse is, but it's probably like he's only trained a couple of days with us.
He played the first game of the season for Crystal Palace, didn't he?
Yeah, he's been playing games, hasn't he? I'd have chucked him straight in.
Well,
but
you can't. You normally get that
much.
excuse, don't they? And they go, "Oh, he's from a different league, so we're going to bed him in slowly."
Yeah.
He's been playing the Premier League all his life. Well, past 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
He's fully aware of it. And if you watch his interview, like he's so over the moon to play for Arsenal. He's like, he can't believe it. He's like so overwhelmed by it.
Yeah.
Chuck him on. He knows how important that game is, because he's a supporter.
Mm.
And I thought Madweke was brilliant. He like he said, he kept, his first thought was getting to that box every time, and I thought Isaiah, when he came on, was doing the same. And like you said, Martinelli was awful. We will talk about Liverpool in a bit, and Joe's on tomorrow when we do a deadline day, and he can defend Liverpool like big time. Like, he's probably hearing this before he outright. He's probably fuming when he's listening to this. but
in all fairness, in the first half, I think Arsenal had the better of it. They were winning the midfield battle.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, and having the better of it. They didn't create a lot of chances, but you're thinking, they've got a bit of a grip on this
at
game.
half time, you could, as an Arsenal supporter, you could have said, we could win this game of football.
Yeah.
Second half, it was the complete opposite, wasn't it?
Yeah, because Liverpool started to control the midfield. You saw McAllister drop a little bit deeper, and the other two started to pick up those pockets, and Van Dijk was finding them as they're playing the ball through, and then they were getting on the half turn and getting at Arsenal, and it was starting to hurt them. But still, again,
And once that happened, it just looked like Arsenal were just going, right, well, an away point is a good point.
It looked like it, didn't it? It looked like they were just happy to settle, and then the free kick's just unreal, isn't it?
Well, Szoboszlai, he's been there 2 years now, and he's great. He's a fantastic player. And he seems to go under the radar, doesn't he? But no one ever mentions him. When you look at people's fantasy league teams and stuff, he never seems to be in their team. And
today he's done a job at right back.
Yeah, and he was phenomenal, weren't he?
Yeah, no one really hurt him, did they? He did a good job at right back. You would be thinking, wouldn't you, that he's going to really struggle to cope with Martinelli's pace, but it wasn't an issue at all for him.
Well, Martinelli didn't even try and take him on.
No, Martinelli just does that stupid tippy-tappy with his feet.
He's Hungarian, isn't he? So maybe it's like that stereotypical, like, Eastern European, like, workhorse sort of, like, mentality, but a bit like, kind of Kvaratskhelia Georgian, but you know what I mean? That's similar.
Yeah.
And, well, he's winning me over, Szoboszlai. I mean, I think he could. If people say the best midfielder in the league, he never gets a mention.
No, but he's got a bit of everything, hasn't he? He's a very,
I think people need to start.
player.
I think people need to start actually mentioning him now because it's taken because he's a really good footballer. And then, like you said, that free kick was just, if Messi scores it, you go, what a player! It's 36 yards out in the centre.
Yeah,
it's not like he had time to whip it or anything.
What he did was, well, there was no other way. He had to strike right through, and it had to come down with a lot of dip on it, didn't it? From that range, and he did exactly what you were supposed to do. And I don't think David Ray is a very good goalkeeper. I don't think
David
anyone's
Ray's
getting to
reaction
that.
was like, "Wow."
Yeah. So
Basically,
I'm just like, mate, what do I do with that?
But once that goal went in, suddenly Arsenal's like going forward.
Yeah.
Like, every time they got ball, and you think, well, why haven't you been doing that? For 45 minutes before this.
Yeah, it does really frustrate me how reserved Arsenal are. And they're like it against everyone. You saw it for like the first
even against Leeds,
40 minutes against Leeds or something. It took them before they decided, right, we'll get turning the gears now and trying to make some happen. But for first, 30, 40 minutes or whatever it was, Leeds looked all right, didn't they? And I think that's just because of how reserved Arsenal can be.
I'm slightly annoyed because I just think, Liverpool are going to sign Gay and Isaac tomorrow. And I feel like they're just going to absolutely walk away with this league again. With no challenge and win by 15 points again. And you think, I wanted a challenge. I really wanted like a big three-way title fight. I know it's early days, but I can't see them dropping any points. At the moment.
They look good, don't they? And certainly got a very good balance in that team. The concern obviously is with the centre-back positions. Joe Gomez came on today and did a very good job when he came on for Canate.
Yeah.
But we know Joe Gomez is a very good player. He just can't stay fit.
No. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So they need to bring in another centre back, and if that is Guehi, it's scary, isn't it?
Especially after the performance he did early, what finished 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, bloody hell, his goal was phenomenal and all.
Yeah. There weren't even like that many like contentious decisions or nothing. It didn't really get feisty or nothing. It was such a
No, but it were a bit of it weren't like feisty in terms of like things were flaring up, but it was a scrappy game. Both teams were just niggly little things all game against each other. But I think that was just a lot of the fact that the game was being brought into just very narrow areas and physical battles between the centre midfielders all game.
Yeah.
And no one really, until Liverpool started finding the pockets in behind Arsenal's midfield. I don't think Arsenal did it to them very much, did they?
No. There was only one contentious decision, right? Which didn't get looked at, and it was Canate's. It shouldn't be it's never a handball in a million years, but it is now. In today's rules,
well, I never thought it was, but when they said if you lean into it and it hits your hand,
and it travelled. The ball was travelling. When you looked at the goal the penalty what Leeds got the other week.
Yeah, against Tarkowski. Yeah, very similar, aren't they?
Canate's turned his body. So he's turned his body, and it is to make it. Well, it shifted towards the ball in a way because he's turned his body, and it's his elbow.
Yeah, I don't like them to be given.
No, I don't want it to be given at all. But when you see, we'll talk about Chelsea very soon because Christ alive.
Well, yeah.
VAR had a shocker yesterday, and maybe it was because VAR had a shocker yesterday, but it wasn't given today because they probably said,
yeah,
they probably said, well, you're getting hammered every week, and it's bringing the game into distribute, and obviously Howard Webb's job will be up for review if it keeps happening, and it's just.
Well, we can move on to that one if you want, because in all honesty, out in the Arsenal-Liverpool game, there isn't an awful lot to talk about, is there?
Nothing else to talk
about. An absolutely unbelievable free kick.
It's a great free kick. I think Arsenal fans will be rightly really annoyed with the team and the fact that they're getting injuries already this early on in the season. They've spent fucking shitload of money and all.
Yeah, and I'm sure Arsenal fans just want to be more adventurous, don't they? Not so reserved.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't even surprise me if you was an Arsenal board member and even suggest you look at the guy who's in charge of Bournemouth and you think, imagine if he had this team.
Yeah.
Because that's where my thinking would be going.
Or Oliver Glasner at Palace, what a job he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I just look at that. I look at that Bournemouth lad and that Ayew and
yeah, he's top drawer, isn't he?
They hate it because it's Bournemouth. Because I still see them as a small team in League Two. Right, so yeah, well done, Liverpool. I really do think you're just going to start league now.
Yeah, they're going to take some beating, aren't they? Especially if they
Yeah,
get some
because
more
they've
additions
had
in.
tests as well. They've had tests where they've gone to 2-2, where they've been pegged back,
Yeah.
and it's been 2-2, and they've found a way. So they've already overcome that test,
Mm.
and now they've just, it was a great free kick, but they've beat Arsenal on a set piece, which is quite ironic, isn't
Yeah, it is. It is.
it? And Arsenal's columns were shite today, weren't they? For
Yeah,
how many they had.
yeah. I think a lot of them were they decided to go with Rice, didn't they, on the other side, and who's out swinging it, which is what they don't normally do.
Weird. All right.
And I think most of them are like that. But yeah, they weren't very good today. And
No, well done, Liverpool. You've won the league. I'll tell you what
so
the
we're
result
on.
was. I didn't see the game today, but I think you saw some of it. No one saw West Ham beating Nottingham Forest 3-0 away, did they?
No, I don't think anybody had that, did they? Of how bad West Ham have been. But by all accounts, until Bowen scored the opener, that game had 0-0 written all over it.
Well, it sounded like what I heard in the car when I was driving down to the shop was, West Ham have created a bucket load of chances, but just haven't converted anything.
Right.
And by the time I've left the shop, they're 3-0 up.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, okay. And Graham Potter, yeah, Graham Potter. I always think Brian. It's not racist. Yeah, Graham Potter's Brighton side was always criticised for creating a lot of chances, but not actually finishing them off. So I thought, oh, is it happening again at West Ham now?
Yeah.
And then, 3-0 up. So if they can do it, and I know Forest clearly is ownership and managerial friction there, which is probably causing that. But yeah, that's quite really surprising. Were they good goals or?
Well, Bowen took his well because he was like the ball had been passed a little bit behind him, and he just seemed to sort of like hook it round the corner. And I think it's one of those ones that we talk about, Blair, with people taking that early shot where it's not expected, and he's not hit with a great deal of pace, but it's just gone right in the bottom corner, and I think the keeper's maybe not expected him to try and shoot from there, and he's took it well. The second one was a penalty
Right.
that Paqueta scored.
All right.
And then the last one was Diouf with a lovely cross into the box, and Callum Wilson scored his first goal. Heads it into the ground, and it popped up into the top corner.
Well, if Wilson stays fit, he's a great striker.
Yeah, he's very good, isn't he?
Like unfortunately, West Ham fans, you're not getting Europe anytime soon. And just being a very good mid-table Premier League side, even though mid-table these days probably does get you, can get you Europe with coefficient and all that sort of stuff. You probably could finish 9th and get European football now, but you know what I mean. Finishing like 12th, it's not a bad thing. All right, I know you want to be higher, but trust me, could be a lot worse.
It could be worse. But no, it's positive for West Ham that they've managed to turn it around because they've looked very, very poor, haven't they? And they've beaten a Forest side that have been doing very well.
Yeah. And then, Manchester City.
Well, I watched that game, mate.
2 weeks ago, we were raving about them, weren't we? We beat Wolves 4-0.
We were, and I thought they were.
Turns out Wolves might just be relegation fodder.
Yeah. I thought, to be honest, that Brighton were quite poor in the first half.
Right.
Ireland should have had an hat-trick. But Man City didn't really... They weren't, like, blowing you away either. They weren't very... just knocking it about, and didn't really get going, but they still had the much of the better chances. And then in second half, it's a bit of more the same, and then all of a sudden, Ursula just makes 4 subs, says that's enough after an hour, takes
Yep.
4 of them off, completely changes the game. All of a sudden, that Brian Gruder comes on.
Quite good management then, isn't it?
Yeah, Milner came on as well, and he sort of like sat Milner in midfield and pushed everyone on. And all of a sudden, every time Brighton got the ball, they just went super direct and got at them.
It's amazing this. It's
I
amazing
know.
this theme, isn't it? When you
Yeah,
hear about teams going direct and they suddenly get goals and stuff.
yeah.
It's crazy.
And we keep saying it's not going, who fit
Yeah,
from your centre back right
it's not
forward.
Stoke. Yeah, we're not talking Tony Pulis Stoke.
No, we're talking like as soon as you get the ball, it's progressive passing. You don't want more than 3 passes going sideways or backwards. It goes bloody forwards. And all of a sudden they got in, and as soon as the wingers got the ball, they just charged at the Man City defence.
Yeah.
And they kept getting chance after chance. And I was thinking they're going to bloody win this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Trafford's a good goalkeeper, but he's not there yet, is he? At that elite level.
No.
So that's always going to be a bit shaky.
Yeah, the winner, Gruder took it unbelievably well, because he's got the ball and he's going down on goal, and Trafford's coming out. He's got a defender with him, and the composure to go around the goalkeeper. He sort of like almost stops the ball.
Yeah.
And then takes a touch to the side and taps it in the back of the net. Like most people would just lash at that and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Took it unbelievably well.
Well, turns out, they're below Man United now.
It's crazy, isn't it?
So maybe it's it's the wrong man. Maybe everyone's going crazy about the wrong Manchester club at the moment.
Well, it's the two similarities that Arsenal and Manchester City have is that they both just love keeping the ball, and not people will slag off Gyökeres at Arsenal, but Haaland's in a very similar boat. He barely touches the ball.
No, he has basically got a goal, an assist for every appearance he's made.
I know, but what I mean is like, the way they play is that Haaland touches the ball, and the only touch he has is at the end of the move and scores.
Yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but even Cristiano at Real Madrid, I can remember watching loads of La Liga when it was on Sky Sports 2, I think, when I had a flat, and he'd only touched the ball 10 times, and I think 3 would be shots.
Yeah.
He's still got 3. He's still got an hat-trick.
Yeah, he's still got an hat-trick. Yeah, he only had 3 shots.
But you know what I mean? Like these super finishers, you got to create you've got to help them. Like,
but
there's only one Lionel Messi and one Pele and stuff like that and Maradona who can pick the ball up from the halfway line and just
But I think that style of football has been played because Liverpool don't do that. Like Liverpool, as much as possible, try to get the ball forward, don't they?
Yeah.
They didn't so much today in the first half, and I think that's why Arsenal were getting the better of them.
I like HCAFC though. I didn't mention him, but I think his hold-up play is really good.
Yeah, he's well-rounded, isn't he?
I think he gets involved a lot, and he don't mind getting in people's faces. With the ball, he's strong. Who can finish? And I was looking at that game today, and I thought, who would I rather have in my team? Gyökeres or Etitike, and Etitike are winning every time.
Yeah, Gyökeres doesn't really have the hold-up play, does he?
This is what makes me concerned about Isak. You add in another world-class striker in your team, but you don't want to upset him, do you?
No, well,
he's playing so well, and I don't think you can play them both.
So, not well. I know TK can play off the left as well.
Yeah,
and I guess Isak can as well because he did it at Sociedad.
Right.
But
we'll see how that pans out.
We'll see what they do. But talking about teams who love to get the ball forward. Crystal Palace, they don't half know how to defend. Oliver Glasner has them set up so difficult to beat.
They've brought into everything you're saying, aren't they? Them players. You can tell.
But when they get the ball, the whole team's bombing forward.
Yeah.
You know, you see it today, the 2-0 up, mate, and Gerhi is on the edge of the box.
Yeah.
The winger pulls it back to him and he bends one in top corner like he's a centre forward.
What was his reaction like at the end of the game? Did you see it? Did you see any post-match stuff?
No, but when he scored his goal, he ran over and slid on his knees and, you know, give it everything. So I don't know.
I think he will go tomorrow because he's on last year of his contract, isn't he?
Yeah.
He'll want to test himself in the Champions League, and unfortunately, Palace, there's only one way he can do it, and that's by leaving. And also, with this PSR shite, and you saw it with Aston Villa.
Yeah.
You know, you need to make money. You need to make money. You need to try and get. You need to try and get in front of this PSR stuff before it catches up on you. And you've got to sell your academy products by the looks of it. That's like the only way. That's the best way of getting around it, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, what they're going to get for Gerhi?
Well, Liverpool have sent £35 million bid, and Palace have replied back saying 35 plus 5 add-ons. So 40 million quid.
I'm not even sure I would I'd rather have the 30 million quid. I would rather just lose out on that because I don't understand why they don't, because Gerhi's been there a long time, why they can't just sort it out with Gerhi, that they give him a new contract, paying him more money, and give him a release clause.
Yeah, I mean, they can pay more money. There's paying more money than there's paying, you know.
Well, he's probably on a fair whack now. He's an England regular, isn't he?
Yeah, but I bet he's on like 60 grand. And Liverpool are probably going to offer him 200 grand.
Yeah.
And before Liverpool fans start, yes, they are. They'll be offering that sort of money. You know, because everyone else in that team's on that sort of money now. Maybe 150.
Yeah, still a lot of money.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really do like watching that Palace side. Unfortunately, Adam Wharton came off injured, so he'll probably be out of the England. Well, he probably won't play anyway because they'll probably start fucking Jordan Henderson instead. You know it is, mate. It's so annoying. You know, so he's not gonna go. But no, I love watching them just because of how they defend really well and then they attack as a team.
It makes me laugh though, doesn't it? With international break, we talk about this now, but suddenly players are going to start getting minor injuries and they pull out of the squad, and even the players can't be arsed in the September one.
Yeah, it's crap, innit? Does anyone like international football?
I love the tournaments. I do love it when it's going, but if it's two friendlies and if it's two qualifiers and a friendly, just scrap the friendly. You don't need it.
No. Yeah, exactly. The friendly's a load of crap, innit? No one needs them.
No.
Not, you know, especially not for England, you know. Christ, most of these qualifiers are like friendlies.
Yeah, well they are.
And I think
at least the next two games are the two qualifiers. There's no friendlies. It's England versus Andorra on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday, England away at Serbia.
Right, okay.
England and...
What's the odds now he plays two holding midfielders against Andorra? They all do the same thing, don't they? So I used to drive me mad about Southgate doing it, and Tuchel's coming and done the same bloody thing.
No, we'll talk about them next week, though.
Christ, yeah, let's not get ranting on about England.
Yeah.
We need to get on to the Chelsea.
Right,
game.
Let's get into the controversial stuff. So yesterday was... It's funny, today, not much had happened. in terms of controversial decisions made by VAR overturning stuff. Whereas yesterday, it was completely full of it. So it just shows that clearly something was said this morning or last night.
Yeah.
Like, guys, you've got a fucking shocker here.
Yeah.
And it needs to, for me, the only way around it, and well, we'll talk about what happened first, and then we'll talk about what needs to be done, or if you like it or not. But can you believe that VAR's been in for 7 years now?
Well, no, I can't. And what shocks me even more than that is why is it not getting any better?
It's not getting any better. Yeah. 7
it's the
years.
same old shite that they're getting wrong.
And I was honestly the biggest advocate for it, of wanting it.
Yeah, but it's not VAR's the problem.
That's how it's used. Yeah.
It's how it's used is completely an incorrect. Not going to help. It doesn't help football. It's there to protect referees. We don't care. Nobody cares, other than the match officials, about whether it's a clear and obvious mistake. Because clear and obvious is not clear and obvious to everyone, is it? Because you can have a conversation with multiple people and people will not agree on footballing things, right? So the clear and obvious thing with referees really frustrates me, because the person who sat in VAR is a colleague of a referee.
Yeah.
So if I were marking your work, Blair, I would find a way to protect my mate, wouldn't I? Because it's human instinct.
Yeah.
I'm going to find a way to go, oh no, I back Blair there, because I understand why he's given that, and that's not clear and obvious to me.
Yeah.
And it's just human instinct. I'm not throwing him under the bus saying, it's corrupt or anything. It just is the fact that you will do that. And referees should not be marking other referees' work, because when you make a mistake, a huge mistake in football, i.e. a red card or don't give a penalty, all the things VAR come in for, you're heavily penalised on your match report.
Yeah.
So there's no doubt that when VAR overturns a decision that a referee has made, they will get heavily penalised, the referee on the pitch.
Yeah.
So they're going to back each other. They're going to, but yesterday, when the referee comes out and says, we are overturning the goal, the first Fulham goal, we're overturning it because the player
challenge.
No, but it was afterwards. He said he carelessly stood on his foot. Like, fuck off, mate. Stood on his foot.
The words were careless challenge. He didn't even challenge anyone. The ball was there to be won. He put his foot on it. He turned around. If anything, Trevor Chalobah challenges him.
Yeah.
Because he's there 2 seconds late?
I know, but has anyone played football before? How many times do you get your feet stood on? It's just all game.
Well, unnatural arm positions. Well, where are your feet going to go? On the floor? What do you want to do? Float?
It's just shocking, isn't it? And you can see why.
No one in the stadium appealed for it. None of the players appealed for it.
No, they found it somehow.
Yeah, he's a great. That Josh King, he looks a great talent, by the way.
Yeah,
it's a great goal by Fulham. Fulham on top of the game in that period. They go a goal up. It's a completely different game then.
And you look at Silva's face, and there's no wonder he's absolutely fuming.
Yeah.
Because they've been done, haven't they? Because, I know there's a lot of time to go after he scores that goal, but going 1-0 up can just completely change a football match.
Oh, yeah.
Completely sway it another way.
We can defend the lead for the rest of the game.
And they've done them at a big style.
And then, because of the time it took to overturn it, there's loads of injury time in the first half. And Chelsea go and score in 45 minutes plus 10.
Yeah.
So it had a big knock-on effect.
But something's got to tell you, hasn't it? If it takes that long to find the decision to rule the goal out, then
I don't know how anyone could say that's a foul. How it's a careless challenge.
It's embarrassing, isn't it? It's not in any way. Well, he didn't even tackle him for a start off. He puts his foot on the ball and changes his body position.
Yeah,
it just happens to be that Chalobah's behind him.
Yeah, if If anything, Chalobah's going into him.
Yeah.
He's hurt himself.
I know. I just can't believe they managed to give it because he stood on his foot, and that's careless, is it?
Yeah.
Wow. But another apology from VAR.
Yeah, I mean, they've come out today and officially apologised to Fulham. I bet Marco Silva's buzzing with that.
Yeah, well, Arteta's had a fair few apologies and all, mate. I don't think don't get you your points back, though, does it?
No, or your title.
Or your title.
No.
Well, what have Arsenal had? Something like 7 apologies from VAR.
An apology. I mean, you can't be. Because what can you do? What can you do? You can't replay a game. And the thing is, back in the day before VAR, you sort of just accepted it. Oh, it's bullshit. We should have won a game. We had a penalty. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And you sort of accepted it. But when in the day of technology, and you're overturning little things, but then massively things, we think, why don't you overturn that?
Yeah.
But you overturn that. It's the massive inconsistency of it all, isn't it?
But it's always the same, isn't it? You will get it where something like this happens, they'll go out and say something, and then the next set of fixtures, no one fucking gives anything.
Well, like today. So loads happened yesterday, and then today nothing happened.
No. Because they're not going looking for it or whatever it's deemed to be.
I mean, you can even see the Szoboszlai one when it was a long throw, and they're going, well, he didn't see it because he had the crowd of bodies in front of him. The amount of times I've seen a penalty being given past couple of years where he didn't mean it at all, and it was given.
Yeah.
And they found a way to fucking give a penalty for handball. It's an absolute joke. The handball rule has been destroyed to the point where no one knows what handball is anymore.
No,
Because in the same game, the Ryan Sessegnon, that's not an handball for me either. He's jumped up. His arm's got to go up, but he's jumped up.
Because he's jumping, yeah.
He's a yard away from him. He's hit him there. He's not extended his arm out and moved his arm towards it. He's just jumped up.
It's all very frustrating now, isn't it? Because pretty much you're guaranteed, aren't you? If the ball gets crossed into the box and it hits someone's hand, it doesn't seem to matter anymore, does it? They just give them.
Well, it does, doesn't it? Doesn't, because then Canate today, like I say, he turned his back on the ball.
Yeah, that's the worst thing.
The ball's travelling and it hit his elbow. He didn't mean it, but
no. I know. You can't work it out from week to week, can you? Because you can get two decisions that look identical. One where Tarkowski's facing forward and one where Kanate's got his back to it. They hit their arms in similar positions, but apparently it's not a natural position if you lean into it. But the week after, you can lean into it.
Oh,
by the way, I don't think either of them are handballs.
No,
all I'm saying is that if one is, the other one is.
Yeah. Yeah, so Liverpool, I mean, Chelsea, they're looking good, Chelsea, aren't they? Bear in mind, they are getting some, and the referee's looking good for them and all. Because bear in mind, in that first game against Palace, they had that goal ruled out.
Oh, yeah.
For Rule 13, but no one knew about.
Maybe the Chelsea gaffer's spending money elsewhere. PJ Morel might be getting some dosh.
Todd Bowley's getting... He's made some right transfers, old Todd Bowley. Aaron Webb. Get it. Hey, it worked for Fergie all them years, didn't it?
Well, yeah. Yeah, bloody hell. But yeah, they are looking very good, Chelsea, and I'm not surprised because they just keep adding more and more talent.
And more quality players to the squad all the time. I think they've got a very good midfield. You know, Casado and Enzo.
Yeah, workhorses, aren't they?
Really good on the ball though as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
And then you've got, I know Cole Palmer's injured, but you've still got quality players like Pedro Neto and that as well. If they can feed in that is it Estevao? Is that how you pronounce his name? The Brazilian lad. He's playing regularly already now.
Well, that João Pedro lad, everyone was saying we're bang average, seems to be all right, doesn't he?
Yeah. Scored
I can't believe
5 for Chelsea, hasn't
he? People. Yeah, he took his header well, didn't he, today? And he's not playing up front at the minute, is he? He's dropped into Cole Palmer's position for now.
We'll talk about transfers and stuff tomorrow because it sounds bizarre what's happened with Nicholas Jackson. We'll see what happens with that tomorrow.
I think another game that probably shocked everyone was Bournemouth, mate.
It shocked me big time because I have a soft spot for Spurs. I know people clearly. I've got a little bit of Arsenal bias because I've married an Arsenal fan. but yeah, Thomas Frank, 2-2. He changes his team's tactic for who he's playing against. Home to Bournemouth. Bournemouth's got 4 of the back 5 was changed. Any other club that would decimate them. Don't matter how good you are going forward, you're losing 4 of your back 5.
Yeah.
That's a huge rebuild.
But they don't seem to have affected them at all, does it?
It's not affecting them at all, no.
Don't get me wrong, the recruitment's been good. The Akita, the centre-back, I really like him. He looks very good. Sensational was already there but didn't really play, did he, last year? Because the other 2 boys that have gone on to Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. They had 17 shots at one point to Tottenham's 1.
Yeah.
Away at Tottenham.
But it's similar to the Palace setup, though, isn't it? It's like very, 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 very well structured when you don't have the ball, but when Bournemouth do get it, they play some good stuff, and it's into the likes of Semenyo. What a player he is, by the way.
Yeah, you can see why Tottenham wanted him.
Yeah, and they're a very good side, and I worried for Bournemouth this year, not on the basis they don't have good players, on the basis that who manages to continue on such good form, and like you say, lose 4 of your back 5.
And they're laughing because they sold Solanke for 65 million. I mean, that Evan Nielsen they signed for 35 million looks class.
Yeah, he does look good, doesn't he? What an handful he is.
Big and strong.
Yeah.
Takes his shots early.
I saw people were saying about like Richarlison looked a different player, and it was the fact he looked like he didn't want to get injured before he went into. I hadn't seen the game. I saw the highlights, but people were saying they were on the radio that he were pulling out of challenges and all sorts, which isn't like Richarlison, is it? Because usually he's, take a yellow all day, won't he? Chuck himself into out.
He's desperate to play for Brazil. Is that the theory?
Not blaming him. Like, by all accounts, Spurs were not brilliant at all, and Thomas Frank said they just didn't get going. And Bournemouth played very well.
Yeah, it did me because I put Kudus as my captain on Fantasy League. I thought he might have a good chance to run at Bournemouth's defence with no new players, but it turns out.
I think I transferred in Brennan Johnson. Yeah, that'll teach me, won't it?
Yeah. Yeah, so that was a shocker. Really. It looks like Bournemouth's just picked up where they left off last season. Like I say, if I was even at Man City, look, I know you can't sack Pep, but I'd be in negotiations with him, saying, look, you're going to be successful with our manager and get a plan in place, because I think he's going to be. I think everyone's going to be after him.
Yeah, he's a very good manager.
Yeah, I think he's going to be the hottest property going soon. And Bournemouth are just laughing because they're going to make so much money out of it.
There was another shock I want to talk about, though, mate. There's a man online that's only 4 consecutive games from having to get his hair cut. Manchester United have won a game.
Oh, God, the officials helped them big time. I mean,
it is funny, that lad online, though, isn't it? Have you seen his hair now?
Oh,
mate?
That's unbelievable.
It's absolutely class, isn't it? I will not get my hair cut until Man United have won 5 consecutive games. Yeah. Wow. They've started it off with a 3-2 win against Burnley. And what was it? 90 plus 7 minutes when they got the pen.
I watched the highlights, and first half it looked like Man United, similar to the Arsenal game, were just flying at them. Because they've got a lot of pace in that side now, and and Burma is a good player, isn't he?
He is.
And I did say in the summer, if you're Man United, you've got to sign the best of the rest now, and try and build your team slowly to get back up there. And I think getting Cunha and Burma are sort of like the signs of what I was referring to. And I think that Mbeumo really looks like he's took the shirt on. Like he realises he's playing for Manchester United. We're talking about, and and he loves it. It looks like he loves playing for Manchester United already. I think that's the impression I get when I've watched him.
Yeah.
I've watched quite a bit of Man United and all this season already.
But every time you watch Man United, you always see spells because regardless of what people say, they've got very good players there.
Yeah, really good players. Yeah,
right. They've got really good players there that are, in my opinion, working in a system they don't agree with.
No.
Clearly don't enjoy it. And playing that, I would never in a million years have Bruno Fernandes that deep.
No, but I think he's a lot better than Barry Bannon. Oh, it's hard to admit. But I think he's very similar to Bannon in the sense that, like, when it's not going his way, he just runs to centre halves and picks ball up and decides to, I'm going to do it myself.
Yeah,
I want to be on the ball as much as possible to get things going, and it can be a detriment to the player sometimes.
Yeah,
because sometimes you think you're getting in people's way and stuff like that. You're trying too hard and stuff like that.
Well, did you see they almost got a penalty, didn't they, for the Mason Mount thing? Did you see that?
Yeah.
That got overturned because he dived.
Luckily. Surprised it got overturned, though.
Yeah, because usually, like, oh no, we saw on the video he did breathe on him, so it's definitely a penalty.
I mean, there was contact.
Yeah.
I think they forget there's a contact sport, I think.
But, yeah, they're obviously still leaking goals.
Yeah.
Man United, if not slagging off Burnley, but you're at home to Burnley as well, weren't they?
Yeah, home to Burnley. It's a newly promoted side.
Yeah.
And you're talking about the gulf in. People's like keep talking about the gulf between the Championship and the Premier League.
Yeah, and you've won it by its skin of your teeth.
Literally, was the skin of the teeth. They should have been dead. It should have been dead and buried by half time by the looks of it. But Burnley keep. The thing is that Man United defence, you get a few balls in the box, and they're just so unorganised, and there doesn't seem to be nowhere to stand and stuff. There was a Danny Murphy highlighted on Match of the Day, like. Luke Shaw and De Ligt were just wanted to go out to the wing to mark.
Yeah.
And then they end up coming inside and they're getting like mixed up, and then one of them's going out of position, and the ball comes in and it's a goal, and you think, Christ.
Yeah.
You should be able to do your individual jobs, and that's not an hammering. That is just players just being crap, just not talking properly or not listening or. And I don't know how you solve that, but that seems to be a problem they've had for 10 years now.
Yeah, there's been some very good managers in there, haven't there, that haven't been able to sort it out.
Yeah.
I just still can't get my head around the amount of times when you're driving home from being at our football, you listen to radio and all Man United fans are going on, and barely any of them won't under him out.
Yeah.
That go on the radio, they're all like, no, we've got to stick with him. It's the players.
I think they're determined to. I think they like him. I think people like him for some reason. I think it's because he's young. That's the only thing I can think of. But he's a new name. He's fresh.
He's another one that'll come out and sort of like more or less just throw players under the bus, won't he? Though as well, I don't really like that.
Yeah.
Because I think what you say to the camera. And what you do off the pitch should be two different things.
Yeah.
Like, do you really think when the managers are coming out and saying, no, it's not on the players today, it's all on me? Do you really think he believes that? He'll be going into bloody dressing room and giving them an absolute fucking roast.
Yeah, something tells me when Klopp defended his players and just blamed the referees or blamed anything else other than his players after a loss. Something tells me Klopp would fucking hammer his Liverpool players.
Of course he did. He probably walked in there and said, I've just absolutely deflected
everything for you guys. Yeah.
Everything for you.
You don't fucking embarrass me again, sort of thing.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
What about?
Did you see the offside? Well, when against Burnley, when they did equalise, they equalised again later on, but it was literally that part of his arm. Try and find an image of it, mate. It's I've never seen a smaller margin.
What? And that's that part of his arm just below his sleeve.
Yeah, not his full arm. It's like
it's
like there's like a bit of his, like a sliver of his arm.
Well, I thought you can't score with your arm, so how does that count? I thought it had to be part of your body you can score with.
Yeah, so it would have been 2-2 earlier.
Right.
And who knows? Maybe Burnley could have gone on to win it.
Well, the way football is, mate, I don't seem to understand the rules anymore from week for week, and I refereed football for 10 years,
Yeah, it's
15 years.
I don't understand it.
You know,
I think for me, the only way to change it is, we've mentioned it. I think people mentioned it. It's not like a brand. It's not like I'm saying anything groundbreaking here. An appeal system. You get an appeal once or twice. You maybe get one a game, but if you get it right, you keep it.
I know, but the way they deal with VAR and find a reason to either give it or not give it.
Yeah.
Just because you appeal, is that going to change that process? You're just appealing to go into the same process that doesn't work.
Well, there'd be less of it though.
Yeah, there would. Yeah.
How many times you watched a game, and something's happening in the box, no one's seeing it. None of the players have appealed. The game's continued, and then suddenly they stop play like a minute later, and they go, "Oh, we've seen something."
I don't understand.
And you're like, "What?"
I do not understand how we can watch it 7 times on replay. We'll try to work out what they might have seen.
Yeah.
And yet you'll still be sat there for a further 3 minutes waiting for him to make a decision.
You're still debating it, and one of you might say, "I don't think it is," and one of you might go, "Actually, I think it is now." And that shows why it's not clear and obvious, then, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
And also, what an appeal system could do, I'd get rid of the gang in Stockley Park, or wherever they are, because when you hear the audio back, it's like 3 or 4 people shouting over each other.
Yeah.
That can't be good for a referee. Listening back.
Yeah.
And stuff. It should be just maybe just one referee who's in the ground, or it's just literally the referee goes to a monitor. He makes his own decision. He might see it from 2 angles at real time.
Well, that's what I'd like to see, because I don't understand why you have 3 other people sat somewhere else who are making your decision for you. Why? Because he stood still anyway. He stood still while all this is happening.
Yeah.
All they should do is say in his ear, the monitors are at the ground.
Yeah.
Right? Because they go and show him the reason why they've overturned it on VAR.
But when you slow things down,
oh, it looks worse.
It makes everything look worse.
But they should say to him, "This is what we've seen. Go and have a look."
Yeah.
And just let him look. And he knows his own reason for why he gave something or why he didn't. Because, yes, these referees only get a split second to look at something. They will get things wrong. It's natural.
Yeah.
And these bloody footballers are very good at diving.
Yeah.
The amount of times you watch something and you think, bloody hell, it's a dead cert penalty, that. He's absolutely wiped him out. You look back and he's not touched him at all. And he's made a really good effort to throw his body down, which looks natural as well.
Yeah.
Because it's thrown us all off on TV. Yeah. So you can understand why they get things wrong, or why they would miss an handball because it's missed behind a player or something, or it happens so bloody fast.
Well, maybe it'd be better off if the captain was the person who appealed it. The captain's normally well involved. His teammates could go to him, "I'd appeal that, mate."
Yeah.
It's a fucking dive, that.
But there's appeal systems in other sports, mate. Football will not take anything from another sport, will it?
I know. It's the only way to get over it, because I hate this referee in a game while it's already while that's been and gone.
Yeah.
And especially when it comes to like.
But it was brought in to make sure we didn't get in a position where these big mistakes were made and games got lost.
Well, the reason why I wanted it was because I hated Man United, and they got a penalty every game pretty much, and I thought, and then the team would go up against them and never seem to get a penalty against them. And I was like, right, let's bring VAR in and let's stop this from happening.
Yeah.
Right, because the amount of times I've seen you foul out them in the box, it never happened. They get no. If anything, it's worse now.
Yeah, it is.
The big clubs seem to get more decisions than the little clubs. It's just annoying.
Yeah, it's not enjoyable, is it? What about good old Monotone's Keith got turned over again? Just as we were thought he was doing really well.
Yeah, before we talk about them, go on. But yeah, we'll talk about them quick then. So, Sunderland, what is refreshing this international break. I can't remember the last international break in September where the 3 teams in the bottom 3 aren't the 3 teams. Not one of them is a team who came up.
Yeah.
So Burnley, Leeds, and Sunderland are all clear of the relegation zone.
Good start for them.
And I think that is that's really encouraging. Sunderland seems to be. I think they're going to be hard to beat at home. They might get drummed away all season, but they've got a belief up there at the moment. And when it's filled with over 40,000, it's a lot.
Tough place to go into.
Great atmosphere, yeah.
It was another late winner, wasn't it? Isidore again.
Yeah, he's a bit of a monster up there, isn't he? Old Isidore.
I can't say I saw the goals. I just know he got the.
It was a great header.
Was it a diving header? Yeah, wasn't it? At the end.
There's not better than a late. There's nothing better than a late winner.
No.
Especially when you're 1-0 down as well, and you've come back.
Especially when you're just absolutely fuming, you're about to only get a point today.
Yeah.
Then you go home believing it's best game you've ever watched in your life. Because of a last minute winner.
Amount of times I've been at games where you've been absolute shit for 85 minutes and you've won. And that previous 85 minutes has just gone out the window.
Yeah.
Just don't even think about it. Yeah, that's what you love about football. It's great. Similar to when you get a point away and you're being battered all game, and when you somehow get a late equaliser, and it's like, yeah. That's why we love football.
That is why we love football.
I haven't spoken about them yet. I mentioned at the start of the show, but Merseyside's having a good weekend.
Yeah.
Everton.
Well, I thought this would be good to leave to the end, mate, because, like you say, mate, Super Jackie Grealish, apparently, he's back.
Yeah, I've been thinking about Jack Grealish a lot since I've seen people tweeting about like how great he is, and I saw an Evertonian fan saying because they've got a £50 million option to buy at the end of the season,
right?
Which I find crazy, given how old he is, and he can't have much longer left on his City contract either.
No.
And this fan said, if I won a £50 million lottery tonight, I'd buy Jack Grealish and carry on welding.
What a guy.
So the Evertonian fans have just fell in love with him. And I just think he clearly performs better when he is the star player and everything goes through him.
Yeah.
And he's the best player in that team. Some players can't hack that. When you go into another team, it's like Man City, and you're just one very good player out of 10 other very good players. And there could be periods of the game where you might not get touch at ball for 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because it's just been getting played by all these great players over there.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Jack isn't blessed with unbelievable pace, is he?
No.
He's good at carrying the ball, but he's good at that because of how quick he is with his feet, and he uses his body very well.
Well, he's got 4 assists now, mate.
Yeah, he likes to drift into pockets and bring players in. And the only 2 positions Pep does not have move are his 2 wingers. Yeah. They've got to give width all the time. And I don't really think it suited Jack, and I don't think he enjoyed it.
Yeah, because you could have put Grealish in an Arsenal team. You won't get the same out of him.
No.
But you're getting now. Because they're not, he won't be the star player there. And you've got to be very, very, and he's obviously relishing being loved again, and just everything goes through you sort of thing, and you're the main man, and I think he's loving it.
But we know he's a good player though. Yeah. He's a very good player. I don't think he's elite.
No.
But he is very, very good. He's very, very close to being elite, but he's just not quite there. And I think, like you say, when you have him being the star man and people playing off him, because he's got that presence on a pitch, hasn't he, of when he gets the ball, players want to kick him, they want to get close to him.
Yeah.
And he attracts players out of position, doesn't he? And the ball he played, where he plays it round the corner behind the defenders for...
that was for Ndai's goal, wasn't it?
No, Dewsbury Hall, where he smashes it into...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he smashes it in. Not many players see that pass.
No.
Very, very good. But like you say, I think it's a good.
That's a decent little trio they've got there, haven't they? With Grealish and Dye and
Dewsbury Hall.
Dewsbury Hall. That's it. I mean, it's literally just blank.
Yeah. Running off him with Big Beto being at a...
With Big Beto or Big Barry up front.
Yeah. Big Beto, Big Barry.
Yeah, but having Big Barry on the bench or Big Beto on the bench, it gives you that option of, like, if you want to go 4-4-2 and start lumping it in.
Yeah.
You've got
you
two
can
big
do,
shit houses up there now.
Yeah.
It's not a bad... And it's crazy when you saw the Leeds game, like, Everton looked awful, didn't they?
Oh, no, mate. Christ.
Like, awful.
They were terrible. But I'm not surprised that guy's saying he'd pay £50 million to get Jack Grealish in and go back well than if he wanted. Because unfortunately, Everton have had to, the best winger they've probably had is bloody Jack Harrison. And, yeah. Do you know what I mean? They're not the best, are they?
Yeah, they've had to endure some tough times, haven't they? Now they've got a nice new stadium. They've got a star player.
Bloody lovely stadium from what I've seen. I've obviously not been, but from what I've seen of it, it looks cracking.
Yeah, I've heard the atmosphere is ridiculously good. It's really steep as well, so it just like compounds the pitch.
Yeah. Well, it always makes me laugh because when I was travelling home from the Hull game and I'm listening to the radio, every single Liverpool fan that came on to talk, not one of them had a Scouser accent. Right? Not one of them. They all sounded like they're from Manchester or somewhere.
It's a bit like every time you hear a Man United fan speak, they've got a Southern accent.
They all got a Southern, yeah. And every single Evertonian that came on was a proper, like, you're struggling to understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
Like, he's a proper Scouser.
They've never left Northwest.
No. No. I don't, other than Liverpool, who clearly hate Everton, I always think Everton are a club that just everyone likes.
Yeah. I know
and you want them to do well. And I did predict them in my thing at the beginning of the season to be the team that would surprise people.
Yeah.
Let's hope they keep it up.
Yeah, but Wolves look like they're fucks, don't they?
Oh, they haven't got well. They've only got bloody. They're relying on big
Strand Larsen
up top, and by all accounts, Newcastle are not going to give up on that just yet.
No, I mean that was a boring game, wasn't it? We'll have to quickly end on that. Leeds versus Newcastle. God.
Well, I didn't watch it, but I saw the chat going off of saying how dross it was.
Yeah, it weren't great, and you've got to worry for Leeds, like where they're going to get the goals from.
Well, they need some. Well, it's easy to say, isn't it? I don't think Calvert-Lewin's a bad player than keep him fit, but they need some wingers in, don't they? Because James and Nonto might absolutely tear it up in the Championship, but we said it at probably our first podcast. Yeah. You need to improve on that because they're just not good enough for the Premier League. It's such a massive jump.
Nowhere near good enough. And yeah, they're not going to score many goals. And if you don't score many goals, well, chances are you're not going to be up there.
It doesn't look like Pirro's getting 30, does it?
No. I don't think he's getting 30 starts.
Yeah, well, he didn't start today, I don't think. They went with Nemecha up top.
Yeah, so...
Yeah. Maybe that's what Ross meant. He just meant starts.
Yeah.
He just 30 starts, mate.
Yeah, they're going to be... They could still stay up. Cause I think there's a lot of bad teams in there, but early... It's hard to meet. After the first month, the first round of fixtures, I can't see where the goals are going to come from. So.
No. Well, other than the Arsenal game, they don't look bad defensively, do you?
No, but yeah, you need to score goals.
Yeah, they need to find a striker, don't they?
Well, the Leeds fans just want strikers and wingers, and unfortunately, they cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
And you've got a deadline day to do it. So we'll see.
We'll see. There'll either be loads to talk about tomorrow or not at all on our
we're coming back on tomorrow to do transfer deadline. We'll get hammered by Joe because we're very heavily Arsenal biased.
Well, by the time people hear this, we're coming back later today.
Yeah. We'll see you tomorrow. Hull City, before we go, do you want to talk about Hull City? You're not bothered today.
Well, they just got beat by a much better team. Bristol City were very good, and the goals Hull conceded were crap, basically. But the game was mental. It could have been 6-4, 6-5, because I want to say Hull had 20 shots and Bristol City had 29. So I'll let you have a bit of a grasp on what that game was like.
Crazy. It's funny. It's funny because you were so positive about Hull before season started. You've got 4 points, and the only win you've got is against Oxford, who seem to be probably going to be down there with Sheffield Wednesday this season. By the sounds of it.
Yeah. There's still positive signs though. I think that there's been a lot of change and things are starting to click, but I think it showed over the last 2 games that some players are just not good enough.
Yeah.
And
well, when you can't sign players for fees, it's going to be a bit hard to sort that out, isn't it?
Yeah, you can say Hull have had a very good window, and they have. But it's only going to work if all of those good signings play.
Yeah.
And if they get injured, and we've had whether Charlie Hughes is 21 years old, mate. He's 21 years old, and he's getting spoke about, and Hull are rejecting bids of 10 million quid for you.
Yeah.
It's got to be in his head, hasn't it?
Yeah.
He's only a kid. Ivor Pandor, we've got Middlesbrough bidding.
I've seen Leicester City looking at him today.
Apparently Leicester are looking at him as well. So, has his head been turned a little bit? Or not necessarily turned, but it's on the mind. They'll be getting phone calls left, right and centre from agents and clubs, won't they?
Well, I'm sure if Leicester's come knocking and they can offer him more money.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's not much.
The only thing that worries me is you can't buy people on. Even if you sell these 2 players, we can't buy anyone for a fee.
Yeah.
And your centre half and your goalkeeper's pretty hard to replace, mate, on a free. Your best one.
Certainly are, mate.
But I still think if someone comes in and bids 15 million plus add-ons, Charlie Hughes is gone. Club can't afford to turn that down.
No. You can't. Not in the days of FFP and all that shite, mate.
Yeah, so you might see me tomorrow very upset if Charlie Hughes leaves, because I've got I've fallen in love with the man. What a player. Yeah. Absolutely unbelievable. I'll be gutted. But
I'll tell you what, we'll leave it at that. With the cliffhanger of will Sheffield Wednesday sign 1 player? Well, it'd be 2 players because we've got the emergency goalkeeper.
Oh so, yeah, can it be signing number 2? Or does Bannon class as a signing, or has he just got a new deal?
New deal, I think. I mean, we've won the transfer window, haven't we?
Yeah, signed Barry Bannon, mate. Build him a statue.
Yeah. All right, mate.
Right.
Cheers, Ben. Speak to you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye, bye.